interview on immigration, you can make that point. So nothing changes if instead of trading with the people in the United States, you're permitted to trade freely without any tariffs with the people in the rest of the world. That just increases your possibilities of trade.
Right. And as people like Frederick Bastiat understood, when goods don't cross borders, soldiers will. If I'm trading with you and I'm getting something from you, I'm probably not going to want to murder you, because if I kill you, then I don't get whatever it is you produce. So if we trade, now we become friends instead of enemies. So trading with other countries makes less likely there'll be war, because now we get something, right? It's not a coincidence that when Hitler was attacking other countries, he traded with Switzerland, and hey, what a coincidence, he didn't attack the country he was trading with.
Good point. So you were referencing comparative advantage. This theory is quite old. Adam Smith made reference to that principle. You want to explain why, as you were saying before, it's better to trade with people that can do things at a cheaper, invest less time and make it easier they can do it easier than you can, regardless of what they do with the money you sent them. So even if the other country has high tariffs on our goods, they don't want to buy anything from us. We are still winners because we still get their goods and we send them the dollars. If they want to sleep on the dollars, put them in pillows and sleep on them, that's their problem.
Right. Yeah, sure. I mean, people seem to believe that, money just first of all, money hardly sleeps in a pillow anyway. It goes in banks, and that money is invested, which creates new resources.
Just the hypothetical,
fine.
I was saying.
But even in that case, yeah, people are better off. I mean,
they don't want to buy anything,
right?
And they're still,
right.
we're still better off.
I mean,
right?
Look, you go to a supermarket, or unlikely everything in that supermarket is produced within the state you bought it at. So if why are people against buying things from other countries? Let's have everything just produced in the same state. People would be worse off. You want oranges from Florida. You want, potatoes from Idaho. Whatever that state does well, you want that product. So,
or bananas from Mexico.
Bananas from Mexico, or cocoa from, wherever they produce that stuff. So, I think people understand theoretically that they're not better off if each state did their own version of protectionism. So why would they be better off if a country did it?
Exactly. So the point is that when you buy something from another country where they can produce it cheaper than you can, you benefit. Now, if they don't want to benefit from the things you produce, that's their problem, right? Not your problem.
Right.
So having these tariffs really just makes life worse for the citizens of America.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yes. And I mean, look, most people are very ignorant. People, all the time praise, oh, I want to buy from the mom and pops, and oh, isn't it horrible that you have Walmart take away these things? But no one's forcing people to go to one store over another. Usually these mom and pop stores are more expensive, because of scale or whatever reason they're able to produce them cheaply. And I think people just sort of, because they're patriotic or they have some nostalgia, they believe, just buying American is good. But then you're limiting your skill level. Just like if you say, I'm only going to marry someone within a mile away from me, instead of branching out.
So if we don't buy this cheap steel that China wants to produce, we're just harming ourselves. And this so-called dumping is just another way of saying they're selling it cheap. And so we're not getting the benefit of cheap goods. So we're just harming ourselves, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I think we've covered everything. You want to say why import substitution or protectionism is a big mistake?
I mean, I think it's a big mistake because it limits what you're able to produce. It creates hostility among the area that produces the goods that you're putting a tax on. It makes goods more expensive. and countries that trade with each other are less likely to become enemies.
Excellent. Thank you for the interview, Daniel.